In our pregame talk, I just wrote three numbers on the board: 10, 23, and 47. I told our kids we can't take away everything, but we got to be able to take away at least two of those categories. At their place, we gave them 10 threes, 23 free throws, and 47 bench points. Tonight, we gave them 2 threes. They got 28 free throws, but they only got 11 bench points. So our kids accomplished eliminating 2 of those 3. Before the end of the game, when we got into some foul trouble and we start turning it over on their press a little bit, we were on our way. We were well under 12 turnovers for the majority of the game, and I liked how we took care of the ball. Most of our turnovers were just reckless, trying to push it in transition when it wasn't there. The others came from the press when I didn't have a couple of my primary ball handlers on the floor. I'm proud of the ball movement we had, especially in the second and third quarters, where our kids didn't feel like they had to score on the first side of the floor. Sometimes those scores came on the third side, which allowed Gift to duck in or allowed us to put it off the glass for her to get an easy board and a putback. Defensively, in that first half, to hold them to 24 points showed our young ladies were capable. I've been on Mia Gaines' behind all week trying to get her to lock in. I think you can see the energy shift that happens when she comes in the game. I think you can see when she establishes low how dominant she could be in this league. But as a freshman, she doesn't quite have the lock-in yet and the attention to detail, which is how we get 4 fouls in 4 minutes. I could have used her tonight. With their leading scorer having 29, a lot of times off the switch she would end up on Issa, and they were able to do some power basketball. When I played my big lineup, they didn't get those looks. But in order to play my big lineup, I need Mia to not be a freshman. I needed her to be a second semester freshman, 1 inch closer to being a sophomore, because the kid could have an impact for us. I told TT Nelson, when you sat on my bench for the majority of your freshman year, you used to give me those puppy dog eyes. Now you're over 30 minutes. Baby, you got to play. She kept looking over to that bench. Nobody's over there right now. Nobody's over there coming to save you. You are my best option. She gutted it out. I gave her a banana at halftime, slow down so she wouldn't cramp. Kept pushing her with some Gatorade. I told Kayla Cooper, who just needed to relax. She came to the bench and she was depressed because her shot wouldn't fall. I took my Gatorade bottle and I wrote Chris Brown's secret stuff on it. And I told her this is what Chris drinks before he goes and performs. She took a swig, came out and hit her only 3 of the game and kind of looked at me. But I'm just happy for our kids. I'm happy for our kids. I'm happy for our coaching staff that remains resilient, that just keeps grinding, and that does it with a little joy. They're not letting the weight of the season get within them. They just come back and they keep fighting and they keep fighting, and hopefully we're growing.
How much does this team need this result tonight?
They needed it. They needed it, but it's like I always tell them. You lose, you chop wood, carry water. You win, guess what we're going to do in practice tomorrow? Chop wood, carry water. But them pails and that timber doesn't feel quite as heavy when you get a win. So you got to let them enjoy it. You got to let them celebrate it for the end of this night. And then you got to flip the switch and go right back to work.
The fourth quarter, you got up by 17. Do you think some of the shots, time and score and all that, some of the decisions,
yes,
is just kind of an indication of a team that really hasn't been in that situation very much this year?
Yeah, but it's also indicative of a team that they don't quite understand tempo yet. Yeah. And unfortunately, I always used to want it. I feel like only in voice, Phil Jackson, when he used to be Scotty, my voice doesn't carry. And so when I'm screaming at him to slow that ball down, and we're coming 100 miles an hour when the clock is our friend, and we turned it over or took a couple wild shots to it, there had to be about 4 or 5 of those possessions, either late in the third or early in the fourth, when, guys, I know you want to run, but sometimes there's time to execute your half-court offense, and you were doing that. So we were getting to the foul line in those quarters, and that's just understanding. We'll go back and watch film and help them understand, but that's just IQ. That's just us growing in that. And I had to burn a timeout at one point, for that, and then I don't have any at the end of the game, but I had to call that last one because we had cleared half court and stopped in the no stop zone, so I had to burn it.
Gift making a couple of big plays defensively at the end while playing with the 4 fouls.
Huge.
How important was it that she described it, she had to play like she had no fouls?
Yeah, I think you got to play. You can't play with your hands in your pocket, and I challenge my coaching staff. We don't work on it enough. We don't work on blocking shots enough because when you watch Mia, she's got the same side, but she's got to go straight up. You can jump, but you got to go straight up.
Yeah.
And Mia goes with the first head fake, or she doesn't move her feet, she comes down. Gift has a little better timing, but those were huge. I think she had 4 of them or something like that. But they were huge because she could have swatted it out of bounds, but she swatted it, and we retained possession. So that was huge.
And as far as Sunday goes, what would it mean to you to see this team be able to win back-to-back games?
I want it for my kids. I want it for my kids. To see them smile is just something. We see it in practice. We played dodgeball yesterday because I wanted to get a war type, feel to it. And they took out some coaches. One of them got me as I was walking out, and they got Coach Nichols pretty good. But I just wanted to release something and let those kids have some fun, but understand that it's a battle and it's war. It would mean a lot to me. But we control it. We got to come out. We got to rest our bodies. We got to recover. And then we got to be ready to come back and turn the page.
First things first, Gift, how badly did your team need this win tonight?
Badly. We needed it. And there's no better place for us to win home game. We had to win it in the home game. We had to win it in the home. I'm sorry.
What was different about tonight from the first time you played them over in Evansville? What did you guys do better?
I think we did better more on the defense, like covering the ball, the weak side, and staying on top of the ball.
You played at 4 fouls most of the last 5 minutes. Were able to make a couple big plays. Did you just kind of put the fouls out of your mind in those instances?
Yeah, I played the last minutes thinking I had no fouls. Like I just removed the 4 fouls out of my head and when they played, but I was conscious of getting the next foul though. I was just putting my hands up not to get the next foul.
But it seemed like offensively, you guys got into a pretty good rhythm in the middle quarters. How much of that was the ball movement the team was getting?
We were getting like good touches, good reversals. Everyone was touching the ball. I think we pretty had more touches. Everyone did well.
What would it mean for you guys to win on Sunday and put back-to-back wins together?
That would be so great. I mean, it's possible. We will do it. We will do it again. We're about to get another win.